Preloaders. Look at that. I even put my left foot down first on a bicycle. Preloaders, V.I. Preloaders. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys here with me. And you know this, right? I hope you know this by now. All right, guys. The word for today. You ready for it? Inevitable. That's the word for today. Inevitable. What am I referring to? You guys. The more you guys practice, the more you guys keep a positive mindset, it is inevitable that your confidence level is going to go up. It is inevitable that you're going to be a safer motorcycle rider. And it is inevitable that you're going to enjoy riding your motorcycle that much more. So I got great news for you guys. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. You just got to put the work in, okay? The proper mindset too. Inevitable. All right, remember that. That's the word for today. That doesn't mean I'm giving you a word every day, but that's the word for today. All right? All right. For those of you that have never been to this channel before, welcome to you as well. My name's Robert. I'm a retired NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle lieutenant. I did a wonderful 22-year career with the NYPD. 15 of those years were spent with the elite NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle unit. The name of my channel is called Robert Simmons Paying It Forward. And on this channel, I share my knowledge, experience, and training that I received from the elite NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle unit with you guys. And I focus mainly on slow speed motorcycle operation because that's the skill that is most required. In my opinion, it's the most important skill because you need to be able to ride your motorcycle at slow speeds with confidence, with your feet up. And in order to do that, you need to know how to ride it slow. In other words, you need to be the boss of your motorcycle, and that's what I want to help you do. I want to help you be the boss of the motorcycle. And remember, the boss is always in control. The boss knows what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And I want to help you guys do that. I also hold practice sessions right here in Pooler, Georgia. Usually that's on a weekly basis. That's free to my V.I. Preloaders. If you're interested in becoming a V.I. Preloader, just hit the join button, which is right next to the subscription button. All right, and you can hit that button if you just want information on it as well. Or to make it easier for you guys, there's also a link in the description section. You can click on that to get to the access to either becoming a V.I. Preloader or getting more information on being a V.I. Preloader. I also offer private lessons. You know, I learned that not everybody wants to practice in a group environment. Not everybody wants to practice while they're on YouTube. All right, so if you guys are interested in private lessons from me, I'll put the website right here at the bottom of the screen, but there's also a link to the website in the description section. So once again, guys, a wealth of information for you in that description section. If that interests you, go in there, click on that, check it out. Looking forward to seeing you guys out there one way or the other. I also want to remind you guys, I'm very excited about this, the meet and greet that I'm having. It's actually in a few days. It's not far away at all. September 29th, myself and John from Cycle Fanatics, we're going to be doing a meet and greet here in Pooler, Georgia at the Pooler Recreation Complex, the same place we do the practice sessions. All right. We're also doing a practice session right after the meet and greet. Now the practice session is already full. All of those spots are full. However, if you want to come out and hang out with us and meet us or just observe the practice session after the meet and greet, of course, you're more than welcome. Come on out. All right. It's for preloaders and V.I. Preloaders. And of course, subscribers to Cycle Fanatics. So guys, looking forward to seeing you out there. We understand it's a Wednesday. All right. That's when John was able to make it down here. So we understand most people won't be able to make that, but whoever can make it, feel free, come on down. We'll have some fun. And lastly, guys, save the date. All right. I'm coming up on the 1-year anniversary for my channel. All right. And I'm holding I'm going to be celebrating it. All right. And I want you guys to come celebrate with me. All right. November 6th. That's the date I want you to save. And it's not going to be anything big. I want to put together like a group ride, nothing crazy. And then after the group ride, we'll eat. And when I say we'll eat, we're not going to go to an establishment. Well, we're not going to go to a business establishment. We're going to go to a clubhouse, and I'm going to feed you guys, all right? So I'm looking forward to that. There's going to be more details to follow as I put this together. Again, guys, if this were me doing this, we'd be eating pigs in a blanket with some chips. But, you know, Anita's not having that at all. So it's going to be good. You know, I'm trying my best to make this not such a big deal. It's a big deal to me, but I don't want to make it a big deal. But I know how these things go. You know, I know how I am, and I know how my wife is. So save the date, guys, November 6th, all right? Looking forward to seeing you out there. All right, guys. What the hell am I doing on this bike, right? Oh, whew. Okay. So I know you guys know what I'm going to talk to you about, and it's what I believe contributing factor to the fear that a lot of people have with locking their handlebars. And you know what? I think this is the culprit right here. And I say that because most of us have ridden bicycles before we rode motorcycles. And one of the rules that pretty much everybody knows, I'm not talking about a child, but you know, when you get to a certain age, everybody knows when you're riding a bicycle, don't ever turn these handlebars all the way, because what's going to happen? You're going to turn handlebars, the bike's going to go like that, right? So I think that people think the motorcycle is the same way. You turn the handlebars, the motorcycle is going to go all the way over, right? Or if you turn the handlebars too much, that's going to happen, right? Because on the bicycle, look at that. Look at that. I'm pretty much facing backwards, right? And I can keep going. The only thing that's going to limit you are the brake lines, right? So I'm here to let you know, guys, you don't have to worry about that. And why don't you have to worry about that? Because your motorcycle locks. That's why it's called locking your handlebars. These are not going to lock, all right? They can just keep going around and around. The only thing, like I said, that prevents that are the lines going to the brakes. But on a motorcycle, it's not the lines going to the brakes. It has nothing to do with the cables. It's actually a spot where they lock. So you don't have to worry about turning your handlebars too far at slow speeds especially, all right? But that's what I want to talk to you guys about. So the funny thing is, I think that's one thing. People think if they turn the handlebars too far, the bike might, you know, flip over. The other thing is, I feel like people feel when you turn the handlebars on the motorcycle, it's less stable. Like you feel more, the feeling of falling increases for you. Is that you? Okay, if that's you, what I want to tell you is turning the handlebars actually stabilizes the motorcycle more. And I want you to think about that. Because what it's really doing is, if you ever watch me or anybody do a slow ride, and you know how sometimes I bring the motorcycle like to a stop, like I'm not moving at all. How are my handlebars when I do that? They're going to be just like this. Turn. Because see, when your motorcycle, when the handlebars are straight, oh my gosh, look at that. Now you might be able to keep it steady like that because you just happen to catch it at the right place. Your balance just happens to be right. But the odds are you're not going to be able to stay like this long, right? However, when you turn the handlebars, right, it's almost as if it's creating a tripod, where now you have 3 points touching the ground. That's not the case, of course, but let me show you what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna show you on my bicycle, and I'm gonna show you on my motorcycle. All right, so make sure I'm in first gear, cover the rear brake. No, I'm just kidding. No need to preload on this. Excuse the squeaking brakes. Now, as I come towards you, if I try to keep, see, already I have to put my foot down, because if I try to hold this bicycle straight with the wheels, if I try to keep this bicycle upright with the handlebar straight, right, very difficult, very difficult. However, if I do the same thing and I have the front wheel turned, much easier to balance, see? Look at that, much easier. And it's the same way with your motorcycle, guys. The same way with your motorcycle. All right, guys, so now I'm gonna do that on the motorcycle. Just try to go slow, try to bring the motorcycle to a stop, and you're gonna see that. And I remember, I tell you guys all the time, when you're doing exercise number 2, which is the slow ride, I say, I don't care if your handlebars are turning, as long as you're not putting your foot down, you're trusting and believing, you're covering that rear brake, and you're using that rear brake when you need to, as well as going in and out of the friction zone if you need to. But like I always tell you guys, to simplify things, just keep the clutch where it is, stay in that portion of the friction zone, and just use the rear brake to control your speed. Remember, you're not going fast or anything like that, so your rear brake is fine, don't worry about it. You don't have your RPMs extremely high, all right? So don't worry about your clutch either, and you're not doing this for an extended period of time, so you're good. Remember, your motorcycles are designed to ride in the friction zone. But like anything in the world, you can't get crazy with it, right? You can't be excessive, all right? So when you're out there practicing, especially if it's hot, and your motorcycle gets hot, you have to take proper breaks and stuff like that, all right? All right, a lot of people have been sending me stuff, asking me questions. Usually it's new people because we've gone over this already. Is my clutch gonna be all right? Is my rear brake gonna be all right? Use things properly and in moderation, they'll be fine. But remember, like anything in life, if you use it, yes, eventually it's gonna wear out. So for people for non-preloaders that never use their rear brake, yeah, the rear brake's never gonna wear out unless it wears out because it just got old and it decayed. But as far as usage, no, it's gonna be like brand new because they never used it. But we're preloaders, so we're using our rear brake and we're using the clutch. Don't worry about it. Now I'm gonna be doing this on my driveway, which is on an incline. Always easier, for me at least, and for anybody, to have that wheel turned while you're trying to balance the motorcycle. So I guess the only thing I'm trying to really get to you guys is, I want you to disassociate your fear of turning the handlebars with balance, because it actually, if you think about it, based on what I just told you, it actually helps you balance the motorcycle more. As long as you do what? Right? You always have to keep power going to this rear wheel. All right, that's why you hear my engine. I'm preloaded the whole time, right? I'm preloaded the whole time. I'm not always letting the motorcycle move a lot, and that's because I'm either not letting a lot of power go to the rear wheel. I'm controlling that with the clutch handle. And of course, rear brake. And I'm keeping my head and my eyes straight ahead. Because what do we always say? You balance better when you keep your head and eyes up, even with the horizon. Now you'll also notice that I say, when you use that rear brake, you have to know how much to use. So the boss knows what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. So when you see my motorcycle going like this, yeah, I'm mashing the brake a little bit harder, because at that point I need to. Do you know why? Because sometimes if I feel my balance falling to the right, I know if I hit my brake a little bit harder while my handlebars are turned to the left, it's going to bring it toward the left, so it'll stop falling to the right. So, you know, it's a feel thing. And that's what I mean when I say the more you practice, you're going to know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. You're going to know when to let the clutch in, out, how much throttle to give, when to use the rear brake. You know, it's just going to come natural. Muscle memory, that's why we practice, guys. All right? All right, guys, I hope this helped you out as far as the fear of turning your handlebars. Remember, you hear that? That's it. It ain't turning no more. It can't turn anymore, because if it did, it would hit the tank. All right? And that's in both directions. All right? All right, guys. Again, I know there's anything you guys could be doing with your time, and I appreciate the fact that you choose to spend a little bit of it with me. Spend more time being thankful for the things that you have and less time complaining about the things that you don't. I want to acknowledge my brothers and sisters in blue. Please be careful out there, guys, and know that you're appreciated. Special shout out to the elite NYPD Highway Patrol, particularly Highway 1 because that's where I worked, and the Highway District because that's where the school is. That's what taught me how to ride these motorcycles the way I ride them. But remember, guys, it doesn't end there. This takes practice. It's a perishable skill. All right, so please practice, 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 practice. Preload and keep it loaded, and practice, 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 guys, because practice breeds confidence, and a confident rider is not only a safer rider, but a rider that's going to enjoy riding their motorcycle that much more. Riding fast is fun, guys. I want you to have just as much fun riding slow. Until next time.